KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. All new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, calling out the local hospital. Two lawmakers say GMH misrepresented the findings of a prelim accreditation report. Plus, issues at a local high school forced the head of Guam DOE to pay a visit to the campus. And a measure that would tighten up requirements for massage establishments goes up for a hearing. Hafa and good evening. I'm Crystal Paco. Legislative leaders are accusing hospital officials of publicly misrepresenting the results of a preliminary accreditation report. GMH management had cited the findings to back up their pleas for more funding. But the Speaker and Health Committee Chairman charged that the shortcomings had more to do with leadership problems than financial issues. Nestor Lacanto reports.
The claims date back to a marathon hearing on Monday in which hospital employees and management pleaded for a permanent funding source to cure chronic budget shortfalls. Speaker Benjamin Cruz listened as GMH administrators testified that a lack of money is threatening accreditation.
Their representations to us has always been it's funding. That's not what's in that report, you know.
That's the Joint Accreditation Commission's preliminary findings. At first, GMH refused to provide copies, but lawmakers persisted, and when they reviewed it on Thursday, Health Chair Dennis Rodriguez says it was mostly about management.
There's a lot of issues that could have been resolved if someone was on top of things.
A copy of the report does show the hospital was cited in many instances for a lack of follow-up. But because of the misrepresentation, Cruz says, he's worried that the hospital's credibility has taken a hit. This just as he and others were ready to commit to an unpopular increase in taxes.
I just don't see that I can go to my colleagues and say, we have to do this for the hospital. We may need to do it for the rest of the government, but I can't see saying that it's necessary for the hospital.
Rodriguez is calling the hospital to a roundtable discussion next week and is ready to move on for now.
We will hold people accountable for that. But what is important today is that we move forward. Don't tie it to this accreditation. That's what we're telling them. Come to the table on Monday and be forthright, and let's just work together on this.
Hospital Administrator Peter John Camacho acknowledges there are management issues related to the findings, but says that shouldn't detract from the root cause, which has been a lack of funding for many years now. He was also critical of the senators for releasing the report findings, which were provided with the understanding they were privileged and confidential. He says the disclosure could expose the hospital to future litigation. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lacanto.
Governor Calvo will be calling for a 50% increase in the gross receipts tax to cover the projected $48 million revenue shortfall from the Trump tax cuts. Lester Carlson of the governor's fiscal team says he will present the proposed increase when the Special Economic Service meeting convenes again next week. He says the increase from 4% to 6% would generate about $120 million. The rest of the money would go towards capital improvements for the education department and supplement the hospital's budget. Meanwhile, in what would be a huge cost-saving move, the governor is calling on Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo to insert Guam into a Senate bill that fully funds the Earned Income Tax Credit and other federal program shortfalls. The measure by Senator Bernie Sanders would provide the financial relief to storm-devastated Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. The governor says Guam could get back the $60 million it now pays out for EITC. In a statement, Bordallo says she is already a co-sponsor of the similar legislation in the House. Security video is released showing a man who police say is a person of interest in a rape investigation at 5-5 Beach in Tumon. Take a closer look. If you recognize the man on your screen, you are asked to call police immediately. It was last month the suspect reportedly became angry after the alleged victim told him to go away. He dragged the woman into deeper waters. He then allegedly choked and dunked the woman's head into the water while sexually assaulting her. The suspect took off in the jungle nearby. Anyone with information is urged to call the Guam Crime Stoppers report at 477-HELP. Guam police need your help finding a man who robbed a couple in Tamuning. It happened Thursday around 11:30 a.m. at the KG Plaza on Chalon, San Antonio. Police say the suspect walked into the Bayek acupuncture clinic and grabbed the woman's purse and took off. The victim and her husband ran after him. The pair tried to get the purse back, but that's when the suspect assaulted the couple. He was last seen running towards the Guam Greyhound Park parking lot. He is described as being possibly local, 40 to 50 years of age, with a medium build, wearing a gray t-shirt and blue shorts. Anyone with information is asked to call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. A female detainee attacked inside the Department of Corrections Women's Facility was back in court today. It was last Friday. Inmate in Essentia, Nemesia, allegedly attacked Caitlin Scully. Nemesia has since been charged with assault. Prison leaders have since taken measures to ensure her safety while in their custody. However, defense attorney Curtis Vanderbilt reiterated in court today that his client's placement in isolation and restriction of communication and airtime was a retaliation effort for Scully's report of the alleged incident. DOC Warden Alan Borja told the court no gag order was issued and the restriction of airtime was only due to limited manpower. He says the female guards who instructed Scully and the other inmates not to communicate had misunderstood his directive, and Borja stated that he will rectify the situation. Vanderbilt was satisfied with the response, and the hearing will continue to next Friday to see what measures have been taken. Busted with drugs. Court documents state 27-year-old Kamalin Duenas was seen throwing a pink box out of a car she was seated in. The box allegedly contained plastic baggies with a white powdery substance. Further check of her vehicle revealed syringes under the floor mat and more baggies in her purse. According to court documents, Duenas was about to inject the drug ice when she was approached by a court marshal. That's what prompted her to hide the contents. She was arrested and charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance as a third-degree felony. He allegedly threw urine and feces at a prison guard. Now an inmate at DOC is facing additional charges. Brandon John Diego is charged with assault on a corrections officer. It happened early Thursday as the officer was doing a check of the range in the Post 6 Maximum Security Unit. DepCorp Deputy Director Kate Baltazar says the inmate was also combative. Diego is currently serving a 2 consecutive 5-year sentence for the first-degree criminal sexual conduct and electronic enticement of a child. A hot-headed student is arrested following an incident on campus on Thursday. According to court documents, 30-year-old Tyler Van Tevid is a student at the University of Guam but was suspended the day prior to the incident and not allowed on campus. He's accused of lashing out at one of the financial aid staffers, grabbing a nearby fire extinguisher and pointing the nozzle at the staffer while making a threat to kill. Tevid was arrested and charged with criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, and harassment, all as petty misdemeanors. Superintendent John Fernandez took a trip down south after students raised concern about locked bathrooms during school hours. Carmen Terlahi has the story.
High school bathrooms locked. That complaint is what forced DOE Superintendent John Fernandez to respond on his Twitter. Quote, "Okay, Southern High, let me know what's going on down there." One student tweeting back, quote, "The student leadership down here would love to meet with you one day for an unscheduled student-led tour with no time for admin to, quote, prepare." Ernie Cimello, chairman of the Island-wide Board of Governing Students, is also a senior at Southern High.
They've been locking the restrooms here at Southern High for the first and last 15 minutes of each class period. Now with that, they've been noticing an increase of amount of students who would use the restrooms in different areas of the school, specifically in the buildings. Some of the buildings, they find cases of urine right in front of the classrooms or just right in the middle of the hallways.
But what prompted the closures? Cimello says administration cited health and safety reasons. In a press release, the superintendent says Southern bathrooms meet public health requirements. It's smoking and vandalism, meaning it, quote, has been based on the school's response to student behavior and not district policy. But Ernie says it's a hassle on such a large campus.
Most of the students disagree with the whole locking of the restrooms. They feel like that it should be open, and if not open all the time, at least more, because here at Southern there is only, we have about 5 buildings, only about 1 or 2 are open throughout the day.
However, after meeting with the superintendent with other student leaders, he hopes his voice will be heard. DOE says the school administration has confirmed that it will ensure student restrooms are accessible at lower levels.
I love my school, and I know the students here are great. It's just some of these situations happen, and for sure I know the superintendent and the admin team here will deal with the situation accordingly.
Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Leave no room for doubts this Valentine's Day by heading to IT&E. For February only, get your boo the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 for just $59. And for the Apple lovers, get the 10 for just $199 on the 40 gig 4G LTE data plan. Or 2 S8s for just $199 on a share plan. This sweetheart deal is available for a limited time only.
Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. And during Ram Truck Month, save up to $97.50 on new Ram trucks. Cars Plus has a great selection of 2018 Ram trucks. Plus, shop our remaining 2017 Ram 1500s. Voted Guam's best truck 2 years in a row. The Ram truck comes with a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And with 1.99 APR financing for qualified buyers, there's no better time to buy than now. It's Ram Truck Month, and only Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
We first brought you the news when Senator Talina Nelson introduced Bill 226, which would establish licensure and certification requirements for the massage therapy industry. Now that measure was up for discussion at today's public hearing at the Guam Congress building. Keani Mendiola reports.
Bill 226 definitely pulled some knots with the public. The legislation, which would require stricter licensing and certification for massage establishments and masseuses, was up for a public hearing on Friday. For those already practicing, the bill outlines 1 year to get into compliance. President of the Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association, Mary Rhodes, testified in opposition of the bill.
The number of hours of training as well as continuing education is a huge challenge as well. Whether or not there are passing grade requirements, that hasn't been mentioned, and as Senator San Agustin knows, that was a huge issue with the ABC license in identifying what is considered as a passing grade for Guam, considering our educational system. There is mention of, again, with the extension to allow the 90 days for up to a year. Again, there are inherent challenges with that with the number of people, and so we need to find data to support whether or not that's even reasonable and attainable.
Currently, all that is needed to practice is a health certificate and a biannual STD check. On the flip side, former Attorney General Alicia Limtiaco testified in favor of the bill.
That the proposed legislation, Bill number 226-34, is intended to protect legitimate practitioners and build confidence among consumers that such services are safe and healthy. Unfortunately, Studies and reports have referred to illegal activities such as prostitution and human trafficking occurring in massage parlors, therapeutic massage establishments, and others of this nature.
And that was the intended goal of the bill when Senator Nelson first introduced it to legislature. After hearing testimonials, Nelson concluded the hearing with closing remarks.
I want to work with you, but we must do something. We cannot continue to look the other way and pretend that we don't need a certification or requirement because this involves health. It's not a food and beverage, it's not an ABC license, it involves the health of the individual. And that is the most fun, the most concrete thing, is how do we just allow a health certificate with a 6-month requirement for STD to be a masseuse? That just doesn't make any sense to me. These people are healers. And so we need to start looking at them as allied health professionals.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Kiani Mendiola.
He's just passing through. The Archdiocese of Agana confirms Archbishop Michael Krebs made a brief stop to the island on Friday. Archbishop Krebs, who is the apostolic delegate to the Pacific Islands, is en route to Chuuk for the ordination of the new coadjutor Bishop of the Caroline Islands. The Archdiocese of Agana, in a statement to KUAM today, clarifies, quote, "It was just a brief stopover in transit and not a visit to Guam in relation to Archbishop Apron or his tribunal," end quote. Archbishop Krebs was last on Guam in 2016. It was a full house today at the Father Dueñas Memorial School Phoenix Center. Over 450 Catholic school teachers and staff participated in an annual Catholic Educators Conference. The event also took time to recognize 7 individuals who've dedicated 25 years of service to Catholic education on Guam. They are St. Anthony School's Doris Camacho, Irene Camacho, and Angie Siswico, as well as FD's Carlos Lanata and Angela Thompson, Mount Carmel's Rosita Cundiff, and St. Francis Catholic School's Emmy Paulino. The event closes out Catholic Schools Week, a time to celebrate education focused in faith, academics, and service. They provide food, shelter, and protect our island from dangerous waves. We're talking about coral reefs. And 2018 has officially been declared their year by the International Coral Reef Initiative. The initiative strives for coral reef conservation and management, which is crucial for our island and the valuable reef ecosystems we possess. The Guam Year of the Reef 2018 was kicked off with a proclamation signing by Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio and resolution presentation by Senator Luis Muña. Guam Bureau of Statistics and Planning, Lola Leon Guerrero has more.
Pacific Islanders have relied on coral reef ecosystems, which provide food, protection from storms, and support economic growth and cultural activities. Guam's reefs are a vital element of our culture and our way of life.
Joining the ceremony were student guardians of the Reef from Southern, JFK, GW, and Simon Sanchez High Schools. An outreach event is scheduled for February 10. Visit GuamCoralReefs.com for more information. For one night only, Josh Blue, a comedian who won Season 4 of NBC's reality show Last Comic Standing, will be performing on Saturday. Though he's known for his comedy, improv, and unique humor, he was born with cerebral palsy, a disability he says doesn't hold him down but pushes him forward. Here's his advice for any inspiring comedian.
So that I can hopefully be able to meet Josh Blue and watch his show.
That's hilarious. Yeah, don't bother, I got this. No, man, the truth is about stand-up is as much as you can go to the shows and be like surrounded by and watch as many different comedians as you can and see what you like and see what you don't like and then go from there with your own voice.
Two Guam comedians, Sunshine and Pete, will also join him on stage at the Dusitani this Saturday. Doors open at 5 and the show starts at 7. Sports is next, but first, your weekend weather.
Managing our wireless data used to drive my family crazy. But now that we've switched to GTA and get all that bonus data, we're spreading the love. You sure you don't mind the wait, honey?
Take your time. I'm good.
But we're missing the game.
Nope. I've got bonus data from GTA. Come and watch.
Love it.
Get 10 extra gigs of wireless data on every line every month when you bundle. Visit gta.net for more details.
Last year, over 3.7 million people passed through AB Wampat International Airport on over 60,400 flights en route from 24 originating points from key Asian cities, Micronesia, and Honolulu. And with each plane, Guam International Airport helps grow and strengthen our local economy through more jobs. This contributes $2.3 billion annually to Guam's economy, benefiting all industries, from hotels and restaurants to retail, finance, and manufacturing. All this contributes to Guam's tax base, which funds the schools, roads, and infrastructure that keep Guam moving up. So keep looking up. Hulu, because Guam International Airport is how Guam comes home and where Guam's future arrives.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes, from caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Kidza Smaasi Matson.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Super Bowl 52 going down on Monday on KUAM TV8. The Patriots versus the Eagles. Kickoff set for 9 a.m. We'll get to some Super Bowl predictions in just a bit. But first off, your Dar Rentone Athlete of the Week. Check it out. We're here, Dar Rentone, Dedito, for our Athlete of the Week. Today we have Guahan varsity football player Jacob Flores. And here to present him with a check is Tanya. Tanya?
Congratulations for Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who are you going to present your check to?
I'd like to donate the check to Special Olympics Guam.
The transition from rugby to football, how it's been so far?
It's been great. Been playing rugby since 2005, and I stopped playing football in 2010. So just recently, the boys from my old team at the Rams invited me over to play some ball, and I was pretty excited to get back on the field.
Yeah, you're a pretty big running back. Putting the gear on and it being a little bit more physical and you're able to protect yourself more. What's going on in your mind as you take that handoff and you see the defense?
I guess it's nice to get a lot of experience from the rugby field and just transitioning over, running the ball. It's there are some differences, but what I do appreciate a lot is the offensive line, their hard work on the field, and giving me those lanes to run through and everything like that.
Yeah, breaking 100 yards in your first game back since 2010. A lot of veterans on the team also. The Outlaws are a team that can easily be there in contention as a top 2 team.
Basically, we're playing the Eagles this weekend. The boys are working hard this week, and I guess we're going to use this game as a way to figure out what we need to work on or how we're going to capitalize on our mistakes from last game, and we're just looking at moving forward throughout the season.
Yeah, you're part of the men's national rugby team for Guam. What's lined up for the team as far as competition?
So for the men's national team for rugby, we have a trip to Brunei in May, and right now the gents are getting ready for that, and again trying to arrange the schedule correctly to share both commitments with football and rugby.
All right. Congratulations. Stay tuned to our next Dar Rentone Athlete of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by...
Now for some Super Bowl predictions from Career Day at FBLG.
I'm rooting for the Eagles, mainly because of LeGarrette Blount, Kenyon Barner. Go Ducks, baby.
I'm going to go with the Eagles. For the most part, it's because I don't want the Pats to win again.
But also I think offensively they can strike and take a big lead and hopefully just keep it going.
I'm going for Patriots this year due to their standing on the Super Bowl. And then we'll just wait and see if the Eagles upsets this game or not.
Eagles, just because I'm all for the underdog.
I'm going for the Eagles only because anybody but Tom.
I'm rooting for the Patriots because I'm a Redskins fan, and everyone, including Tom.
Patriots, only because all my friends are going for the Eagles, so I got to go up against them.
Patriots because everybody hates Tom, and I like Tom.
Eagles, baby, they're coming on strong. Patriots, they already got it. This year, they're getting ready to go down.
All right, let's turn it over to Meg Oliver with news on the halftime show if you're a Justin Timberlake fan.
The Super Bowl halftime show has long been one of the world's biggest stages. This Sunday's headliner is Justin Timberlake. It will be his third performance at the big game, a record for a major artist.
So I got this phone call, right? And they were like, would you come and do the halftime show? And I was like, yeah.
Timberlake's last trip to the Super Bowl was 2004. It produced one of the halftime show's most infamous moments, the wardrobe malfunction involving him and Janet Jackson. Answering reporters' questions Thursday, Timberlake said there will be no repeat, squelching rumors Jackson might join him on stage.
I had a ton of grand ideas about special guests. I think Vegas has a lot of odds on it, I heard. You know, from NSYNC to Jay to Chris Stapleton to Janet. My band is the Tennessee Kids. I feel like they're my special guests.
When Timberlake was asked about his son, he bragged about his speed, but had some thoughts about playing football.
He will never play football. No. I mean, yeah. It's kind of like that thing where my main objective is that he become a great person.
Timberlake said he has one goal for the game, to get people dancing. For KUAM Sports, I'm Meg Oliver.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are two of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infinity, empower the drive.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
Peggy, I finished your shoulder.
Millennials, am I right?
No. Oh, no. Yes. Dinner!
Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. Juicy and made with 100% white meat. They're not grandma's.
I'm okay with that.
But she's okay with that.
It's Triple J's out with the old and in with the new sales event going on now. Get unbelievable savings on all remaining 2017s, plus many 2018s. Take advantage of our best pricing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $137 per paycheck, and used cars as low as $80 per paycheck, plus no payments for 90 days, 0 down and 1.9% financing on approved credit. Visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy 72nd birthday, David Blas Espinosa. Shout out to David from the village of Santa Rita from Davisville. Happy birthday, Ben Nelson. Also celebrating this weekend, Logan Michael Agui Francisco turning 4. Love the family. Happy 5th birthday, McKenna Rages. And happy birthday to Jose M. Mabaya Jr. Happy birthday, Tonya Marie Garcia, who's currently residing in Olympia, Washington. This is a long-distance birthday wish coming from your Guam family, who is recording this message so they can play it for you to show you how much they love and miss you, especially today on your 35th birthday. Happy birthday, Nika Napati from Mom and Family. Happy birthday, Audrey Meno, and happy related birthday to Ryan and Augustine Ross. Happy 18th. We love you, coming from Mom and Family and Rihanna and family. Also, happy birthday to Kalea Trina. And before I forget, also happy birthday to my bestie, Mariana Hernandez, celebrating on Saturday. Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo, your name, and birthday. And the winner of this week's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Cake is Alana Joy Duenas. Happy belated birthday. A Cold Stone rep will be contacting you on how to get your yummy ice cream cake. That's going to do it for us here on the news desk, but stay tuned. Extras next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sabrina Salas Matson. Welcome to our special